Good morning, VIPs. It's Friday, December 9th, VIP pre-market prep. End of the week. We got CPI Tuesday, FOMC decision Wednesday, and today we got PPI numbers, which is why you see the market down. They came in hot. You can see right there. You can see that drop in futures. Wow, pretty significant from 399 or so on the SPY all the way down to 393. Now we're back to 395, 396. So PPI came in 0.3 month over month versus 0.2. Core PPI came in at 0.4 month over month versus 0.2 expectation. So that turned around the SPY, the QQQ. It caused TLT to head down here and UUP to go up. That means expectation of higher rates. So we'll see if there's going to be any difference between PPI, the wholesale numbers, and CPI on Tuesday. But the market not liking this, and I'm not liking it. So you can see here it's having an impact on the market. It's had an impact on individual stocks we're looking at this morning. I'm also tracking CS and BX in case of some sort of 2009 contagion in the financial markets. So I'm going to keep an eye out for CCS. So this morning they said their offering was completes 2.5 billion capital raise. Now, that's often a catalyst for a stock to make a move to the upside. And you can see here, it's actually done so this morning from 329. When I saw that news, maybe I should have jumped on it. I don't know, but it's made a 5-cent move. So CS, something on my radar. You have resistance here at 360 and then 374. Yep, 360 and then, 370, let's call it. Resistance to the upside, possible targets if you want to play it. I'm not sure I have enough confidence to play it because of the overall market and because of concerns with inflation coming up on Tuesday. You can see the impact that Apple and Tesla may have there on the overall markets. We're looking at that as well, monitoring for big news. Tesla, this news keeps coming out that they're cutting production in Shanghai. So more reports of that this morning. That actually now we have confirmation. It looks like that the factory in Shanghai is going to be closed from December 25th through January 1st. Now that's a popular holiday week in the States, but Shanghai is never closed for that week. So this week they're doing a vacation week there. So a little bit concerning with demand. There's an article I think I shared this morning about demand issues in China for the Tesla vehicles. Let's get into some specific stocks with catalysts. DocuSign had really good earnings. It looked like a beat and raise. I ran some numbers on this. 57 EPS, 57 cent adjusted EPS compared to, I think it was a 42 cent EPS expectation. It was in the low 40s. When I did the math, it came out to a 35% upside surprise. And then if you also annualize that 57 cents, let's just for rough math, round it up to 60 cents to make the math easy, multiply it by 4, 240, throw on a 20 PE on it. Guess where you're at? $48. Amazing how that works out, isn't it? But in any case, the question is, what kind of PE should DocuSign get? It's over the 50 DMA. Interesting stock because this is not something that really should be hit by consumer discretionary demand. I guess in a big, broad recession, you can have less contracts being signed and the such, so that could impact DocuSign. But this is an interesting one to watch. It's been overperforming in pre-market. You can see that dip caused by the PPI coming in. I don't have a position, but it's on my watch list. There's potentially something I'll try to do some day trades on. It's again, at this point, this used to be a growth stock, which is now fairly valued. Look at this. Look at ARK-K type growth stock price appreciation it had since COVID, and now we're in a value range here. So this is something to look at. DocuSign, now a value stock, much the same way that Zoom has become a value stock after going through that big growth spurt. So DocuSign on my radar for possible trades. Is this something you can sell short puts on? Maybe with great earnings like that. Now, surprisingly, CHWY is down. CHWY beat estimates, and they actually flipped to profitability. It was a surprise flip to profitability. Now, it's a narrow profit. I think it was 1 cent per share profit on CHWY, but they also beat on revenue, and I also think they guided up also on revenue. So interesting to see CHWY down with 26% short, And also interesting that there's no social media buzz about this at all, like dead. Stock with Twitter, I don't understand it because this is a social media favorite. I don't know what's going on and why there's no interest in the stock here this morning, but I did share an article. I did share the bear thesis that was out there from which was I forgot which paper it was from, but I shared it and it said heard on the street, right? So it's telling you what people are talking about on the street. Basically, the bear perspective on CHWY is that there's not much more growth left, something to that that perspective. And basically the industry, the pet industry, this was an industry that really benefited from COVID. People were at home, they adopted more pets and stuff, and maybe that sector is just not seen as something hot anymore that's going to now slow down, especially maybe in a recession coming up. People don't have money to get new pets. So maybe that's a bear thesis. I don't know. I actually picked some up in after hours last night on the beat, and I'm down on it this morning. So at this point, I don't know how I'm going to play it, but let's look at the resistance levels. I'm going to see if I can get out at this point on a pop because it's below it. So anyway, there we are at 40.60. It looks like there's strong support here right around $40. You can see how many times it bounced off $40. I'd be surprised if it went below $40. It was a good report. So maybe we're going to bounce off support here and make a run. We'll see. But DocuSign looks like it has the momentum here this morning. And also valuation-wise, DocuSign's in a much better place. They have a much lower PE. CHWY just flipping to profitability, whereas DocuSign, you can make an argument it's actually worth $48 or more. So perhaps that's why, with the focus more on earnings in this bear market, maybe that's why CHWY not getting the love, but DocuSign is getting the love, even with a flip to profitability. That's not enough anymore these days? Maybe not. Maybe not. Very interesting. All right. Also, Netflix is up 3%. I want to point this out because they got a big upgrade, a $400 price target. Who was it from? Wells Fargo upgraded from 300 to 400. And there's a big article here. I think, did I share the full article? If I didn't, you can go find it. That's a huge price increase. And I believe this 3% is entirely related to that Wells Fargo upgrade, 300 to 400. Now, interestingly, Netflix is above all the key moving averages. This is actually a very bullish chart. What's the high over here? 322. So 322 is your resistance level. And wow, it looks really good. Like I wouldn't have known that the market's in trouble looking at this. Like this is a bullish chart. 322. You have a resistance here at about 330 to 340 right in there. And then your next resistance level is going to be approaching a 200 DMA, 385, 390. I don't know that I have the guts to play a stock to the upside like this in a market down day like today, but it's on my radar. Maybe something I'll take for a day trade on a dip. Now let's talk about the stocks from the last few days for follow through. We really made some great calls on CTLP and LIACF and AIR earlier this week. So let's see where we're at. The problem is CTLP hit our target, 430, 440, right at the 20-week moving average right there. So hit our target, RSI. So the overall, the technicals on the weekly chart looks good still. MACD flipped to green, RSI still relatively low, and we have Investor Day on Monday. So with Investor Day on Monday, potentially can this go higher? Yeah, it could. And where's your next target? If it wants to go higher, if that report is really good, right in here. See these three candles right here? 454, 446, 460, right in that range. I would say around 460 would be your next resistance level, and then call it about $5 there on the 200 DMA. But we'll have to see what they say at Investor Day. I don't know that I'm going to push my luck. I did sell over half of my trading shares. Well, I'm at half of what I was a couple days ago, but I actually doubled my position yesterday morning to capture this big move. So that was fun. And I sold out of all those doubled the shares I picked up in the morning. And then I sold half of what I previously had. So now I'm half of what I was at a couple days ago. My CTLP, and I'm holding on to that because of these technicals are good. And the event Monday, perhaps we can get 460 plus out of this in the next couple days. CTLP. LIACF exceeded my expectations pretty quickly, broke through the 200 DMA. Now, honestly, at this point, I'm going to call 200 DMA the support, and I may pick up pullbacks. So I did sell out everything at 197. So now you can see on the daily we're a little bit stretched, but if you look at the weekly, RSI is only at 56. If you look at the weekly, I'm thinking more like 250s in play, maybe higher. So I will be looking potentially at buying pullbacks there at $2 at the 200-day moving average on LIACF. That turned out really good, really fast, better than expected, really fast. All right, a couple other things. Clearfield, we had that interview with management the other day, hearing really bullish interpretations from people who listened to that, who were on that Zoom call. We're going to have the video coming out hopefully on Monday for the rest of the world to see. And I'm pretty excited about this based on what was shared by Sherry and the interpretation I'm hearing from Chris. Man, did you guys know earnings are coming up really fast, like in 6 weeks? That's crazy. So based on those commentary, Chris is thinking we're going to have another blowout. So that's going to be really interesting. This is setting up quickly to do a repeat of this, right? This whole gap and run. And I know a lot of us thought they were going to have a blowout going into that, thanks to the work by Chris and Eric. And that may be happening again. So I am not going to let go of the trading shares I picked for 6 weeks plus. And this is going to be exciting. So good stuff on Clearfield. Air, this one, I was telling you, I was a little worried about the low volume, and now that the market's crapping, it's making me worry more because this move, very, very low volume. I explained on the post-market wrap show. I got into a little more of the conversation I with Gain Erickson, CEO of Air, yesterday morning or 2 mornings ago, and I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this one. I think just based on the action over the 20 DMA, you think there's definitely a chance to go 28 plus. But because of the weakness on the volume, my confidence isn't as high as it would have been, combined with the conversation I had with Gain in terms of what they meant by lead customer and what their expectations are for cadence of orders weren't exactly what I wanted to hear. So I'm a little bit torn on my conviction. But you got to admit there's a chance there of going over 28 just because of how it's back over the 20 DMA and a relatively low RSI. So a little bit torn on this. I don't have very, very high conviction that it's going to get there very fast. So I do have a small trading allocation of these of Air, not a big one. All right. So that's about all I wanted to cover, except while MBLY we're keeping track of. Nothing really this morning coming out about it. There's been a bunch of upgrades since earnings. I did want to mention XXII really selling off, and I don't know the reason for this. They had the press release come out yesterday. People suggesting it could be tax loss selling. Okay, maybe it's tax loss selling. I think it's an opportunity. I like the risk reward here at 102. So I added more yesterday, like at 107, not 102. And then CTMX. Just wanted to point it out. It had some early morning moves up there at 167. Now it's sold. What's the volume on this? Surprising high volume, 20,000. They had a poster presentation yesterday on breast cancer. And then also yesterday, it bounced off the 20 DMA. This is the company that just did a deal with Regeneron. So I'm thinking that this is support right here off the 20 DMA, and we can go running. Now, the MACD's red. Can we break this and move into this gap area towards the 50 DMA and towards the bottom of this gap, 142? Is that a possibility? I guess so, but I think I'd be buying this anywhere in this zone, starting from now through this level that I think should hold. I'm a big buyer of this, and hopefully that'll be the bottom and we bounce off. That was great news from Regeneron, the Regeneron deal. So that's what I think about CTMX. FREY, just want to point out, this just happened. Why? Is this a general market thing? This is now at the 200. Oh, it's below the 200 DMA. Below the 200 DMA. I wonder what's precipitating this. 181,000 shares. Did they get a downgrade this morning? I don't know. What's the support level right here? $10. 10. It was $10 right there, but I don't like seeing it below the 200 DMA. I don't think we have enough data for weekly moving averages. We don't. But FREY, I I really don't like it when it goes below the 200 DMA. This may be an opportunity, though. Interesting. You can now buy cheaper than institutions. What did they buy at? 1150, I believe. I think institutions bought at 1150. A week later, it's at 1030. Very interesting. And that was a big raise, wasn't it? A lot of institutional money went into this. $264 million. Wowzers. I don't know what's going on, but I may be interested in adding FREY right after this call. But I'd really first kind of like to know why this is happening. That doesn't happen by accident. There is a catalyst for that, maybe a downgrade. Very interesting. All right, last two things I'm going to let you know about. PLAB earnings are on Tuesday. I got into a trading overweight position. I'm just making a bet. Could be wrong. The safer way is to wait for earnings. And if it's great, jump in then. That's a safer way to do it. And then DAIO, get ready, guys. We are interviewing the CEO Monday night. Do I have the... I have somewhere here. I think. Here it is. No. This is SkyT. I think I have a DAIO analyst report someone sent me. But DAIO is a company that could be in the category of a stock that could be the next heir, along with Quick, QUIK. DAIO, put this on the watch list, do some earnings report. Looks really, really cheap. Looks like they've inflected to profitability. So we're going to hear what the CEO has to say Monday night at 9 p.m. for our VIP members. So listen, to wrap it up, I really don't have any strong signals of something I want to jump on right in the morning like I had with CTLP yesterday morning and LIACF the morning before that. Like sometimes we get those signals early in the morning. Unfortunately, I don't have those this morning. I'll be kind of keeping a close eye on DocuSign, CHWY, and Netflix as opportunities to potentially day trade. And we'll just have to see with everything else on our watch list if opportunities present themselves early morning after the market opens. But unfortunately, no really strong, fun signals and fun catalysts to play with very, very high confidence of what it could do today. All right. And that's about it. I see a ton of news keeps coming out of CNHI this morning and this whole week, to be honest with you. Lots of news coming out of CNHI. You can take a look at that big cap ag company, $22 billion there. We talked about that stock before, and we'll leave it at that. And we will see you. And Fridays, I usually do the post-market wrap early, around 1 or 2 p.m. So look out for that. And then make sure you have Monday, 9 p.m. on your calendar. Let's get together and talk DAIO. Good luck today. It looks like it might not be an easy day, but we'll see. We'll see if we can make lemonade out of lemons this morning. We'll try to look for areas of relative strength early in the morning. That's always key. Have a good day.